Songwriter Soup.
People who have a lot of great music and who can contribute, they can put out the music. They don't have to wait for the radio cycles. Now, as a songwriter, I want them to, selfishly, but it's cool because...
Well, why?
So,
explain that to the person who just moved here and wants to be a songwriter. Why do you want that?
Yeah, should I look right in their eyes?
Healthy recipes for not losing your mind and your money in the songwriter business.
If you want to get to the next level of songwriting, you have to get to the next level inside of yourself.
Whoa.
Like, now that may not be true for everybody, but like...
Well, I mean, in a world where AI can spit out what's been said 100 times as easy as a press of a button, actually, for job security,
exactly,
going inward is the move.
What are you making that like no one else is making?
Yeah.
You know, like otherwise it just doesn't matter.
Is he ready? Kevin?
He's got to kick it off.
Welcome to Songwriter Soup, video edition.
We're doing it!
Unless this doesn't work out, and then you're
We bail.
to
We'll
this
just grab it and be audio. We'll be fine.
Holy freaking smokes.
Yeah.
Mother. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're here, y'all.
We did it.
Decorators, technical engineers.
Yes.
We're literally shoestringing this entire operation.
Yep.
I want to say that I frantically Amazon ordered 2 days ago to make this look like this. And I'm so excited.
Absolutely.
And Kevin crushed just the sound design. Tracy crushed,
Roadie.
like you guys, everything. I'm just so proud of us. Songwriter Soup is growing up. She's a teen now. She's maybe like in her mid-teens.
Yeah.
Would you say?
It's teenager for
She's
sure.
a teenager. And we have I don't know. I do have a lot of friends on this podcast, but you are a real one.
Yeah, that's right.
Jordan Reynolds is here on the pod.
What's
I'm
up, everybody? How's
Right
it going?
on.
so happy
I don't know
you're
where to
here.
look.
Yeah,
Sorry.
where does he look?
That's you right there.
That's you.
What's up?
Sick. Oh,
Here's
dear God.
us.
Here's us.
I'm used to more movie style cameras
Oh,
when I'm
well.
on set.
I
So,
know.
yeah, it's hard to tell. I can't see these.
We purposely wanted to make this as tiny camera as possible because I myself get nervous.
Okay,
So I
okay,
wanted
okay.
to I wanted to be like, we're casually just chatting into mics. No big deal.
I love it.
But Jordan, thank you for being here. You're our
Yep,
first
of
guest
course.
for season 3 ever, season 4.
Season 4
3
ever.
Season 4
I
ever.
love
Season 4.
that.
Forever.
Season 4 ever.
Yeah. And we've had hits together, which is fun.
Pretty cool.
We also have the most unhinged, deep convos
We sure do.
that go for days.
I think we maybe have the record for like when we write, we could talk for 4 hours and write a song in 30 minutes.
Correct.
And the song will probably get cut.
It's gonna be great.
Pretty cool. I can't do that with anyone else. That's,
No, we have a special thing. I
pretty
think
cool.
we have a similar brand of curiosity
Mhm.
in conversation. And I was saying to these dudes, like, having a different opinion is the most fun with you.
Yeah.
Like when I have a different approach on something and you're like, well, tell me more. And then you say something, I'm like, tell me more. And then we're like,
It's beautiful.
it's
yeah.
great.
I think you were probably one of my first friends that I had those conversations with, like early on,
That's so fun.
which was great for me. And I was always like really, I mean, obviously I was raised in like super evangelical Christianity and
As was I.
right. So we kind of like went different ways a little bit with it, but I was always so curious about how you were existing in the earth. And like, it was so cool how we found this camera and how much I've learned from you and how much I've changed and grown over the last
I
year.
feel the
You know,
same
it's
way.
crazy, yeah.
I've learned so much from you.
Yeah.
It's like we took 2 routes to solve the same problem.
Yeah.
Ended up in the same
Spot. Yeah.
same spot, but
Yeah.
we took 2 different routes and stayed curious. I just think that's awesome.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I
I
like
think that's
you.
one of your superpowers, Laura, actually, is
I agree.
strong beliefs. You know who you are and curiosity. Like,
Yeah.
that's a great combo.
I do really
That's
like
right.
that. I like that about me.
Do you know Adam Grant? Or have you heard of Adam Grant?
I feel like maybe.
He's super cool, but he says this thing. He'll say like, argue like you're right, listen like you're wrong.
Ooh.
And it's such a good challenge. That's basically what you're saying. That it's
yeah.
like,
I love that.
and that's hard to do, but it's that's how you learn, and it like humanizes everybody when you're talking to them.
That's
too,
like a great songwriter, like room.
Yeah.
Advice
also that,
too. Like,
also that. Exactly.
Yep.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
You know,
commit your idea like it's the best idea ever, but then be open to
be a good
especially
listener.
if you feel it, because sometimes you feel it like it is the thing.
Yes.
And then someone goes, but what if it's this? And you're like, you're right. That's it. You know, like,
yeah.
But there was a reason why we had to get to this point that I had to feel this way. Or but
I was listening to a Devin Dawson episode of this podcast earlier today to remember what this podcast was, because we took a very substantial summer off.
Cool.
I was like, I'm gonna listen to our mutual friend and just go like, what's the vibe? I can't remember how does this even go?
Yeah.
And we were talking about that very thing, the idea that a song nug can be so great, but it might require it to go like completely off the path.
Yeah.
You know, but the nug is good, but it requires being a good listener.
I think being a songwriter for like over 10 years now, the thing that I keep learning is just new ways to get there. And like trusting the process and trusting your co-writers or trusting yourself. Like there are so many ways. Like I think young songwriters, well, okay, so Devin, for example, like when Devin and I write, we do the same thing, but like we will look at every single way we can think of to hook something and then decide which one is the best one from there. When we were younger, I couldn't figure out all the different ways to get there. You know what I mean? Like I could figure out this many ways, and now there's this many ways to get there. And so that I think just like keeps it fun, and like you can stay curious about it because there's always another way. You'd be like, whoa, I've never written a song that had 2 verses and then a chorus and then a verse and it was done. But for some reason it felt right and that was it. You know what I mean? Like,
yes, and when trends change, everything kind of shifts because we're in a free form era. I think like there's no strict way to do it.
Yeah.
When you first moved to Nashville, what were the rules? Like because I feel like we kind of sort of started at the same time. We were in the same sort of like you know, the class of songwriter that came up.
Yeah.
What do you remember the rules to be?
Like right when we first signed?
Yeah.
Okay. So I signed in 2014.
Yo.
And
I think I did too. No, it was earlier. Go on.
But well, people were still kind of doing like demo sessions.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like you write a song and then, you know, or you pick like your best, 5 songs, and then you go record those songs. And inevitably a bunch of songs just get missed. Now that doesn't happen. Like pretty much every song gets recorded, which for better or worse, you know, like now there's a bajillion songs to pick from and great songs get lost too. But the rules, let's see.
Structure rules were so strict
within the song,
for country.
Right.
Like there was a
yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like verse, pre, chorus, second verse, chorus, repeat the bridge as with the pre from the first verse.
A pridge.
Yeah, pridge.
Yeah.
And
Pridge.
Then chorus,
Yeah.
Don't forget breakdown chorus.
Breakdown
fourth chord.
Build back in.
You need dynamic.
Yes, exactly.
It is just so funny to me how things have shifted.
Yeah.
Like
I'm really thankful.
Me too.
Musically, there's just everything was 4-1-6-5, talking about chords. Like musically, it was so much more in a box, and that's okay. It's all in response to like different eras and whatever. We're swinging back into an era where like music is cool again and like chords and
being
cool.
a little weird.
Yeah, being like really good at music too. Like you got like Zach Top and like we've got good singers and like that's cool. Like it's cool to be good at music. You don't have to just be like pretend like you're not good. You know, like whatever.
Wow,
that's
that
cool
is
too.
A mouthful,
but, you know,
though. That's a mouthful because I think we came in the era of pretend you're not.
Kind of,
you know, straight down the middle.
Which I don't know if that's like a response. I don't know country well enough.
Yeah, me neither.
But if that was a response to like 90s and early 2000s country was really melodic and like amazing and musical and all these things. So maybe people were like, cool, well now we can just do something really simple. And that sounds completely different, you know?
We needed it. Music is an ebb and flow. I like it. I mean, I just like, who knows what's next? Because right now it's like the TikTok generation has just popped everything open into this like, what isn't music now? I mean, literally, like, I was going to say something so dumb.
What isn't music now?
Do you know what I mean? Like, like things can chart that are just like Really?
tracks.
Yes, burp tracks. That's what I was going to go
Burp
the other way, and I'm glad you helped. Thank you
Define
for that.
burp tracks for the listener.
If I'm being honest, I was going to say fart tracks.
I was going to too, and then I held back.
What are we doing?
I don't know.
Why would
Don't
we do
hold
that?
back.
We're
Okay.
too
I've never known
comfy.
you to hold back. Don't start now.
I don't know if I just wanted to go season 4, 3 ever. I say fart right off the bat. Like I wasn't ready.
It's a heavy drop. Yeah. Early on in the season. Yeah.
We did it though. And I like burp. Let's go with burp track.
Okay, burp.
Either way, the craziest shit can chart now.
Yeah.
Like quite literally. The craziest shit. And it's exciting.
So that's the thing. I was like, that's the difference of the rooms. Like you either everyone is, and it can depend on the day. I'm not saying everybody's perfect, but like it can be the songwriters who are like, frick, everything's TikTok.
Yeah.
Where there's nothing. And that is partially true. Like it's hard to get whatever. But then there's also the thing where it's like, if I just write a great song with this new artist right here, he might be the biggest thing.
It is so
in
real.
6 months. This could be the biggest song.
It's so
So
real.
it opened that up where it's like, this guy's a new artist on a label. They're not going to put out music for a year and a half. I'm not inspired to write my best song with this guy. Like, I don't even know why I'm paired up with them today.
Pivoted that.
Totally pivoted.
time.
At least for me. Like, yeah, it just
I
feels
feel like the major shift was that new artist when we first got here was like, it was like but I think we should maybe write for Kenny Chesney, or I think maybe we should.
Definitely.
Like it was definitely
Not
like
a priority.
aim there,
Yeah.
hope that this works out, but aim there unless you were so passionate. Like Marin, I was like full passion. Like I was like, I don't care. This is
Totally
it lit
get
me
it,
up.
yeah.
That's why the choice was made, and then the rest was history.
Yeah.
But like
So sick.
the truth is like the smarter aim would be like bigger
Somebody
artists.
who's
Right.
established.
And now I would say it's almost
Has it flipped
the
totally?
opposite.
Well, and you know,
For
you kind of,
me, it
yeah,
has.
maybe.
Yeah.
For me, it has.
You
Like-
do see like some artists are transitioning into like legacy artists
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
And so that changes the game a little bit. And so there's like the new artists coming in, but like you think about, I could think about Tucker Wetmore. Like he kind of came onto the scene a year ago, a couple years ago, year and a half ago. I don't even know. He now, if you look at his Spotify, he has like probably at least what would be considered like 4 hits for his fans.
Yeah.
And he's been out for like a year. That would have never happened
That's a great
10,
point.
11 years ago.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is going to be fascinating to see. So like Tucker Wetmore's opening up for Thomas Rhett. He's on the tour.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And so he's doing direct support for Thomas Rhett a year into being, you know, an artist or whatever, which I think is so cool.
Yeah.
He's so deserving. I think he's amazing. I'm
I do
using it as
too.
a good example of like, this is what's cool, what can happen. Like people who have a lot of great music and who can contribute, they can put out the music. They don't have to wait for the radio cycles. Now, as a songwriter, I want them to, you know, selfishly, but it's cool
Right.
because
Well, why?
So-
Explain
Yeah.
that to the person who just moved here
Yeah.
and wants to be a songwriter. Why do you want that?
yeah, should I look right in their eyes?
Yes. you
So-
Yes,
should.
please.
I think like, okay, so why we need it on the radio. So, well, songwriters as copyright owners, we only make a royalty basically off of radio play. So on streaming, I forget what the actual number
It's
is.
abysmal.
Fractional.
It's like point
Zero,
zero,
six
zero.
zeros
Yeah.
and then a 3.
Cute.
And I really should have some better data on this as a songwriter.
That's a lot.
I would
right
like
there.
to carry this though of like, you know, because I have a song that has 1 billion streams on it now.
Yeah.
And I would love to know how much money that actually has
Yeah.
made me as a songwriter.
Was it a radio hit?
It was also a radio hit,
So
which is
it'd be-
great, but it'd be good to see as streaming compared to radio.
Yeah.
Like,
I've only had those numbers with like not those numbers, but big fatty numbers
yeah.
when it's also radio. So I'm really looking forward to
Well,
seeing what
Speechless has some fatty numbers.
it has some fatty numbers. We wrote Speechless together by Dan and Shay. Hey guys.
Pretty cool.
And that is crazy. But without radio play, what would we have made on just do you know what I mean?
And I think the point is this, because we are maybe like, we're good examples of, we're not trying to just, this isn't for necessarily just us to be greedy and make more money and get super wealthy. This is to like preserve a craft that we love. We got into this.
That's right.
We were just talking about this as we were walking upstairs. I had to take some time off last year to remember that I do music as a hobby. Like it is my hobby, which is detrimental to me sometimes too, because I want to do other things too. But I just love music and I have to do it to express myself, like as it is how I say things, like that I didn't know I need to say or whatever. Like,
I love
so
that.
I just feel like it's important for me to see it as a hobby and not just do it as for money. The whole point of this is that, yeah, we love this craft and we want to see this craft continue to be amazing. And we want to see people younger than us be able to do this and it not disappear. And like already it's, you know, I talk about the rules, like not within the song, but like when we signed, I feel like there were like, somebody had told me like, oh, there were like 2,000 songwriters, signed songwriters.
And then a speck of those were actually active in the moment.
Right.
There was 2,000 signed and then like 300 or some tiny number.
Yeah. So then that dramatically shrunk, you know, and so, yeah, I mean, I just think trying to create some kind of sustainable model to where obviously like I'm a huge fan of streaming. I listen to streaming. Like that's the easiest way to do it. It makes sense.
But we don't own any part of that master. It's important to understand like when that gets played, we don't own the thing that the label and the artist and the producers and the mixer is sharing for some reason we're not involved in.
Yeah. Okay. So here's an interesting thing I've been thinking about. So I went and wrote with Jelly Roll and this gave me hope for like a thing, and I haven't talked to Jelly Roll about this, so we can send it to him as an idea.
Love it.
But I think he would be the dude to do it. Honestly, he could be the hero. He could be the Nashville hero. He kind of already is, but he could be the Nashville hero. So I'm not going to go into details about his deal or whatever, but like he owns his masters. I'll just say like, so he licensed them to the record label or whatever.
That's becoming more prevalent.
It's more prevalent. And that is more possible in the era of streaming.
Yes.
Now, what could be hopeful for songwriters is someone like Jelly who loves songwriters and respects and values and sees the value.
Bless the man.
He could be the guy who goes, cool, every writer on my songs gets this many points on the record because I value them being part of this project.
I can't tell you how many times I presented this to artists and said, you could be our hero. You could be a freaking like down in history hero saving this industry. And it just at the end of the day, arguing with the label is always the coffin of the idea. So he would be.
Well, that's what's crazy is like you think about established artists, like let's say Thomas Rhett. Thomas Rhett is a phenomenal songwriter. He is a huge advocate for songwriters. He loves songwriters, but he doesn't even own his own masters yet, or he just started or whatever it is. He has not owned his own. He didn't even have the ability to do this till recently. So there is a unique opportunity in this new age of streaming where
I want to say too, a certain label head, if they got, a little excited about legacy and they wanted to change the course of this, they could. Like,
it's a great point.
Do you know what I mean? Like a label head just going like, this is wrong.
Yeah.
They could fuck with that. It'd be sick. But I mean, obviously it would be a trickle thing. Somebody starts, then all of a sudden we're all going, well, then we're going to serve those artists.
Yep.
And then the next guy is like, well, we're not getting as good of songs as they are. We're going to like, it would be effective if somebody wanted to just kind of carry the flag, but songwriters can't carry their own flags. We can't even unionize. Like
we ought to bookmark this moment too, because the beginning of the trickle might be this licensing thing.
Right.
That could
owning
be
your master.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a great
could
point.
be the beginning of the artist having more say in that process.
100%.
To your point, getting the better songs, caring about the community.
Because for clarity, we need to be clear that asking an artist to give us points is a scandal.
And points means a percentage of the master. So
they already get so few. It would be kind of just a dick move to be like, give us some of those. And also the producers.
Unless they owned them all.
Unless they own them all.
They own 100%.
But the typical split, it would be cruel.
Skinny. Yeah.
And I want to say too, I work with a ton of incredible producers who advocate for me as a songwriter. I will never ask them for their points. I think that's a songwriter go-to is like, oh, the producers get the points. They get very few, and they have to. It has to recoup before they make anything. The idea of asking for any of that seems wrong too. So it has to come from the label, or if the artist owns the master, it has to come out of the big chunk.
Here's an interesting tidbit just for listeners on the label side. I learned this from an executive that I invited to come on the podcast.
Sick.
He said, after I retire, was the answer. So we'll wait for that. That'll be a minute. But the label, like when they put out a Tucker Wetmore record, and let's say that thing goes off the charts, that label, the local Nashville entity of, say, Sony or Warner, wherever, enjoys the flows of that revenue for like a certain amount of time.
Right.
And then that record goes away for their books. So this is something I learned. Like, so you got a larger corporation that expects the Nashville corporation to be profitable.
Right.
But at some point, they basically pull revenue. And the Nashville entity's still having to make deals. Now they're having to make deals to compete with LA and New York as well, which are bigger money deals historically. So it's an interesting dynamic.
Fascinating.
This is a funny thing. Because this could precede the idea that the artist owns more of their master. If the deals would be a little bit less insane.
Juicy.
If artists are willing to kind of scale down that initial, again, I'm not an artist. I don't know what it's like to be out there in these streets. I have no idea. And it's probably crazy. So I don't get it.
The marketing, but
the bigger the deal is making these points harder to achieve.
Yes.
So similar to a publishing deal, if you take less money, you're more likely to get a portion of your publisher share. This is, again, it's a trickle down, and who the hell knows who's going to start this ball rolling in the right direction. And thank God for the David Israelites who are fighting the good fight in DC and NSAI and BART and everybody. Like, those people are doing the work on the back end, but there has to be some sort of consensus. This has become a really cool episode. I'm like already like, fuck, thank you for saying what you said, because this is like the meat of why this podcast exists.
Yeah.
I really want people to understand why, first of all, songwriters, although we are few, we affect the entire American songbook. There's so few of us, but there's so much effect. And if you remove us from the creative process, music will change. And so something needs to happen. I'll get off my soapbox, but I do think this is an incredible conversation. I'm so glad you.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
Thank you.
This is what we talk about, I feel like, every day.
Before
rights.
Like, how are we going to save us? Yeah, no, because it's not us. We're fine.
It really is.
It's the next gen.
I do think, I mean, as songwriters, we just have to keep following inspiration and keep making good music and all of those things. But like, it made me very hopeful when I worked with Jelly, and I was just like,
that's cool.
Oh, this could be. Or how about Drew Baldridge?
I know.
For example?
I've had this conversation with him and wondered, he had a lot more power before he signed his deal. Now, I don't know his deal points. Maybe they're amazing, but when he had all, do you know about this?
I don't.
Drew Baldridge.
I didn't know he signed a deal.
He did. I think he did. God, we will clarify.
We'll figure it out.
Thank you. But he was having all of this tremendous activity with no label, like a number one song.
He funded it himself.
He funded it himself. So he did it kind of
on streaming or radio.
On radio.
Radio
number one.
Massive.
Yeah.
With no label.
No label.
So before he had, if he signed a deal, which I think he did, he had control of his master. And I had this conversation with him too, where I'm like, hey, this is a hero moment. This is potentially a hero moment. But you know, all due respect, being an artist is really hard. And if a label says, well, we'll give you triple the amount of money if you don't ask us for what you just asked us for, it's like, I've got my family to take care of. It's hard. It's a trick.
It comes down to what value the artist puts into the songwriters. And I think you ask any artist in Nashville how much they value songwriters, and they will be like, I have to have them.
Yes.
You know? So at this point, nobody has had to make a decision. There's not enough pressure for an artist to be like, I need to do this. No one else is doing it. And like, they're all going to look at a bigger artist and be like, why haven't they done it yet? You know, like, if there was a way to give, because we've even talked about how when songwriters, like, if somebody would just give us money for holds, or like give us some money for an album cut.
We got all kinds of ideas.
It's like, I have had so many songs cut now that have made me no money.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
That's part of the game.
I've learned that that's part of it. But if there are, I also now have songs that like I have a third of an artist's set and I have made $0 off of them. That to me is not right.
It's a scandal.
Like that to me feels like,
and I don't think anyone doesn't think that. I just think it's almost like 100 other subjects on this earth right now that are like rock in a hard place, kind of. We are in a situation.
Yeah.
And I don't know how we're going to fix it, but I do think things like this podcast and these conversations, just getting people to talk more about what our options are. Chef's kiss.
And the fact that these label deals are probably changing now. There's just more licensing stuff. People can have the options to do it, you know?
And songwriters are in a unique position. We don't get paid to show up. We don't get paid to do the work. We don't get paid to get recorded. We don't get paid to get released. We don't get paid to get singled. We don't get paid unless it
goes
wins.
To the radio. Yeah. And
not even
does
radio.
Really well on radio. Yeah.
Like it has to win.
Yeah.
Like that to me is like the producer. And again, I'm not taking it. A work that a producer does is so much like a different beast completely, but they get paid to do the work. They get fees.
Yeah.
And songwriters aren't even asking for that. We just want to be a part of the thing at the end of the day. Anyway, soapbox.
Yeah.
Boom. I'm off of it.
Good.
But I do feel like it was that's really fun.
It's important.
That's a
good
important
news.
topic.
Either y'all have been through leadership music.
No,
not yet.
The good news is, I bet you, I went through it years ago. Best class ever, I think I'm supposed to say. Leadership music. Shout out to Leadership Music. It's an incredible organization.
It is.
They talk about the pie all the time in those, after every day, like recording industry day, tour day, publishing day. You sit around in a circle and you talk about what did we learn, and you've got label heads, you've got financial guys, you've got songwriters. And every time it seems to come back to this pie. Here's the revenue that's coming in from all of us fans going to shows, buying records, listening to the radio. Who gets a slice of the pie? So organizations like that, I think, are also having this conversation.
Yeah.
And I hope that it's permeating.
Me too.
And I think we've seen it in that the label deals.
Yeah.
Like we were, 6 years ago, we were 360 deals.
Yeah. Great point.
It's just changed a bit to the positive, I think.
That's a phenomenal point. Like it's almost like labels are like, we have all control. And now they're like, oh no.
We
have no
virtually
control.
no.
Well, I mean,
because of the TikTok.
Yes,
I think
they're reacting to a change in the way music is consumed.
Yeah.
And I think it's wise to adjust. Otherwise, labels will have I had this conversation with, it was like a sea of people in the business talking about this, and they're talking about how tragic it would be if artists didn't need record labels. And I was kind of like, say what now? I was like, maybe it's awesome that they don't need, but I understood what they meant, which is that we will have a bunch of one-hit wonders and no career artists. Like you need infrastructure. It's almost, I don't want to say it's impossible, but it's almost impossible to create career musicians and artists without like a substantial infrastructure around them.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say management, I think is maybe, it's a hot take, but it's definitely, and it's maybe not even that hot anymore.
It's hot.
But like management is almost more important. Thanks.
Yeah.
I think management is more important than labels. Like, or they, in a lot of artist situations, they make the most decisions.
It's becoming that. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, yeah.
Well,
interesting to see.
It's funny. I'm just, all of a sudden it just hit me being an independent advisor and reflecting back on my early days at Northwestern Mutual, which was I was signed to a label with no masters, basically, in a way. But the training, the infrastructure, the support, the community, like all that stuff, like the tour support I had effectively was insane.
Yeah.
That allowed me to do what I'm doing now. And so I wonder if to that point, there is the infrastructure that sort of sets you up for a longevity that you wouldn't have otherwise.
Totally.
And maybe we're just kind of hitting different extremes in the industry of like, cool, labels have full control. And then like, we're going to hit a place where like everybody thinks like, oh, songwriter. Well, and we've kind of been in a place where songwriters don't hold a lot of value, like, because only if they're getting us hits. I wonder if we're just going to hit each extreme of these ends and find a place and go like, cool, we actually remember we do need all of us. Like labels can't treat songwriters like they aren't valued. We can't treat labels like, completely like they don't have. We all have our own little piece of it.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I feel like we're getting close to that spot where everybody feels like, cool. All right, now know what it feels like to not be valued.
Right.
It doesn't feel good. And that we all need each other. So let's work together now. And everybody create a sustainable model.
I hope that happens. And I hope that there are more songwriters who understand the value of turnover. Like, I feel like this could easily become a songwriter Ponzi scheme where all the most dominant songwriters become the only songwriters. You can already see it.
That's true.
And so my hope is that songwriters realize that we need new blood. We can't just be like, it's the same hose over and over again. We need turnover. That's part of what makes music fresh, is like
inspiration.
You get in a room, like I'm, a certain group. I have new blood in my songwriting room that makes me think differently. And then I'm giving them my tenure. They're giving me their freshness. Like that's really important. That's an important part of the creative process. If we, this is from a movie and I don't even know what movie it is, but have you ever heard Don't Bogart the Split? Have you ever heard that before?
No.
It's someone was eating a banana split, and bogarting the split means hogging the banana split. Do you know that phrase?
I just know Bogart.
Bogart. It means to hog, right? Yeah. Okay. So for some reason, I don't know what the fuck movie it was, but Don't Bogart the Split comes to mind. I don't want to Bogart the Split.
That's really fair.
Songwriters need to realize, like, we need new people.
Yeah.
And it could easily, and we'll see in a couple years, if it just becomes like the pool shrinks and all of a sudden it's just, I was about to say names. I shouldn't. But like this guy, this girl, and that's it. Like, I don't want to be that. I don't want that. That would be a disservice to the industry we're in. It would be a disservice to this beautiful, magical thing we do to just be like, well, it's mine. It's mine.
And that's the case for publishers being valuable, is that we need publishers to develop new talent and to be able to do that. Like, because it is, I agree. And I think about Lauren Hungate is like one of the new class who's absolutely crushing, amazing, prolific writer. And she's getting some amazing opportunities. It's like, if she doesn't have hits on radio, it doesn't matter. Obviously it does matter, but like for her bank account, it doesn't matter. Like, so there, it's like finding, and she's fine. She's going to be grandfathered in, into this age.
Because we all like her.
Yeah, exactly.
What I don't want to happen is,
I see what you're saying.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like we could all just like be like, we could be like the Supreme Court where we're just like, we will never leave, Yeah. And I don't mean it's about like being like, I'm hanging up my enthusiasm to write. It's more just like, again,
opening it up, not letting. I
Yeah.
definitely see that, because it just in itself of licensing it, like, because every artist is very campy anyways. They probably have 5 or 6 people they write everything with, potentially less people. So it would be way easier for them to be like, cool, I'm only giving this to 5 different people.
Exactly.
This is easy, no problem.
Yeah.
Question: you guys have been in camps with artists at some point, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever found? Is it possible? Is it fun to pull in, like when you're established, to pull in that young writer to add a little spice to the mix?
Yes.
Yeah, it's either great or not.
Or not.
It all depends.
It really goes.
It depends. It depends on everybody's optimism,
That's really
Is it
cute.
tough to do as the songwriter?
It
with
really.
the artist?
First of all, we have absolutely no power to bring in anyone with an artist. I would never, in all of my years as a songwriter, I would never be like, Marin, I'm bringing in it. Like, absolutely not. She
you could
wouldn't
bring
allow
it
that.
up. You could like be like, yo,
It's
but you
never
already
worked.
know that it's not probably. She's
probably not going to be into it because she's into her comfort place.
Yeah,
and
The
she
thing
knows
is-
what she wants to say, which
Yes.
is what we've said a lot.
But
in
what's
this.
cool is yes, a lot of our activity comes from writing with the artist, but a lot of it comes from pitch records.
Yeah.
And when you can test out these theories on pitch records, like I have a writer that's new, that's in my life, listening to this podcast right now. Hey, bro. I love him.
Every young
Thomas
man in
Daniel.
Nashville. Oh,
I love him to death.
She's
And
talking
I think
about me.
he's
yeah. Oh, not anymore.
I think he's actually he's going to come on the podcast, so he's going to be a guest very soon. I'm so excited. But I love him. I think he is better than everyone. I just think he's so
you told me about him last time.
I do. I talk about him all the time because I think he's unreal. He is almost completely unproven. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so my writing with him makes like he's borrowing the fact that someone's going to listen to my pitch records because my name's on it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm borrowing his brilliance and his freshness, and we're working together. I'm helping 10-year like ideas, little like huge idea, like, and we come together, we make pitch records. It will, and we've already worked with artists before and we'll continue to, but my guess is like that snowballs all by itself, you know?
Yeah.
So to your question, I really
that's
what
how
I'm
you bring them
looking
along.
for.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say even to the point of we just made all these points about how it could become very small, but also in streaming, you look at the Shabuzi record, or like at least I'm just thinking Nashville specific. There's a lot of like hit writers on those records, but like not necessarily hit writers in Nashville. So it opened up all these people because you can have hits just come out of nowhere, kind of not out of nowhere, but you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You can have these big hits and brand new writers can get a shot at owning master. So in that way, it actually opens up the writing scene way quicker. So there's both and probably, you know what I'm saying?
This is the most like optimistic conversation I've ever had about the future of songwriters.
Yeah.
Because this sounds like doable. It's really just going to take a bunch of powers that be to like do some stuff.
Yeah.
But like, this is a really optimistic way of looking at it.
I'm telling you, I just wrote, I was with Jelly like 3 weeks ago. And I remember sitting there and I was just like, my brain was like going nuts. I was like,
and he's a magnificent writer too, by the way, like a writer.
He is so sick.
Yeah.
I had never hung with him. And I was like, yeah, I freaking get it. He's just,
I've only ever partied
so
with him.
Really so cool. Like, he just gets it and he wants to help his people out. Like you get the Elisa Vanderheim was with us and he was just like helping her. He's like, no, you got to do this. Like talking about her. He was just like big brother
An
energy.
advocate.
He just cares.
Yeah.
It's really
Sick.
cool.
I love that. And scene. I want to talk about you.
Yeah, cool.
Something about cool.
That's what we're here for.
Sorry.
Let's go.
I love it.
I didn't really know what we were going to talk about. So
I didn't know we were going to talk about all that either, and I'm just so happy we did.
Yeah.
Jordan is a guy who understands quality of life in a way that I think is really that is something that I just really was hoping we could cover. Like, understands how to prioritize like humaning, and he has little traditions even in the writer's room where I've talked about this on this podcast.
Oh, I love it.
I don't remember who with, but he has his like morning routine that you poached from someone, right? Someone did this with you.
Bonnie Baker.
Yeah.
Who's like, everyone knows Bonnie Baker.
Yeah. Yes. I love Bonnie.
Legendary.
The best. This little thing where we don't just drink coffee, but we make coffee. And it's a long process.
Pour over, baby.
Pour over. It's like we sit specifically in a section of his studio where we're not near the gear.
Near the gear.
Near the gear. Hey.
Hashtag.
So cute.
Sorry.
And it's like one of the most like, it's disarming.
It sets
the tone.
Yeah.
We talked a ton about studios here with Mike Elizondo and Jimmy Robbins, just talking about the tone of the way, because Jordan is a producer writer. Both though, like you're everything to me. Like you're like all the things, but
thank you.
The ability to like make the thing. He's the room we're going to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like making the vibe. You got quite the vibe, my bro.
Well, thank you. So to explain the Bonnie Baker thing a little bit. So when I wrote with Bonnie, so I had a meeting with ASCAP early on. I had 3 songs. And my buddy was like, you should go meet with ASCAP. So I met with Leanne Phelan and she was like, you should go write with Bonnie. And Bonnie was the first person I had written with who had literally any success. Like it was just my friends I'd wrote with. So I go to Bonnie's house in East Nashville and it was in Inglewood. I come in and I am terrified. She's got Hunter Hayes stuff on the walls. She's had hits. And she's like, hey, do you want a cup of coffee? And I was like, sure. You know, like whatever. And she puts a pot on the stove, like kettle on the stove, grinds these beans, makes me this like 10-minute cup of coffee. And I remember being like, I am a nobody. I'm less than a nobody in this town. And you are treating me like I am somebody. And that is freaking cool. Like, I just remember feeling like she cared I was there. And I was like, I just never forgot. And I've told her this since, but like, it was just such an impactful thing. And I think that's such a huge thing of like, I think why we spend time before, right? One, like I want to do something that matters. So I want to actually have real conversations and get to the heart of whatever we wanted to write about or whatever. But like, I want people to feel like I care that they're there. Like I'm not doing things unless I have 3 young kids. I'm like, I'm not doing anything unless it is so worth it for me. Like I'm so hyper concentrated in my time. So I want people to feel like, hey, I care that you're here today and this matters to me so that we can do something awesome. Like, let's get that out of the way right now. Cause everybody's always thinking like, what's going on? I remember being the young writer in a hit songwriter's room and being like, do they freaking care that I'm here? Like, does this matter to them? You know what I mean? So I think that's important. And it's, the human side of it.
The human side. And then it's every ride. So whoever's there, and it's always a variety, they get to experience that. So it's very pay it forward Bonnie Baker moment, which so if I had a studio, I'd be doing it too. I just don't have one. I'm a
just bring
attendee.
It with you. Little briefcase.
All set up.
Pardon me.
I brought
there we go.
Mini muffins.
Mini muffins.
No, I just think that's a really beautiful part of what you do. I also find that your ability to take time off is like really something that I am inspired by, but I also think could inspire people. We've had people on here who are like some major grinder type of people. And it serves them in their way, but I think permission to live is just something I'd like you to maybe expand on. Ooh. Why have you come to that conclusion? Was it just children, or is it your personality, or what is it that makes you so easy on yourself when it comes to humaning?
Well, I actually do not. I thank you for saying that, but I do not feel easy on myself, and I think that's why I have to practice it.
Wow. Okay.
Because my parents are, I almost said grinders. That's I'm not sure they're that. We'll cut that out.
I said grinders a minute ago. Let's keep it. I said grinders, and I felt weird when I said it as well.
I felt good about it. I needed to affirm it. So my parents like work. I mean, they haven't like their parents are sorry. My grandparents were like farmers. There's that like get up and work hard all day mentality, and I really love hard work. I love feeling like you got to the end of the day and you're tired, and like that's awesome. But when you work nonstop, especially when music is your hobby and you do it constantly, like you just get burnt out, and it becomes for me more of a job, and like I'm doing this for money than trying to express myself and like do something that matters. So I think I got to a place, probably about a year and a half, I guess 2 years ago, we found out we had our third kid in like 4.5 years or something. And
dear God.
Is that true? Yeah, close to that.
Is that true?
Wow.
I remember I came back from my first ride after six. I took 6 weeks off having Barnes, our last little girl, and I wrote with Jesse Frazier, and he's like, what are your kids' names? What are their ages? And I was listening off, and he was like, dude, that's some Southern shit. And I was like having babies that close. And in that moment, I hadn't thought about it. I was like, you're right. That's crazy.
It is.
Yeah.
But it just all hit me, and I was like, I am not making music I'm loving. Like, I just am not a good dad right now. I'm not a good husband. Like,
everything,
I am
all the
surviving.
Cylinders
I'm just trying to survive. And so, I just hit a place. We took 6 months off last year, and I was coming back for a week a month just to write. But like that first month of January was so incredibly hard when I knew everybody was grinding. Like January has always been a big month for me. Like
we wrote Speechless in January.
There we go. I wrote Tequila in January too. Like
January is I don't know why, but that little return.
I think I know why. It's because we all take a break
it's exactly
we
why.
just
December.
Want to go.
Yeah, you're
when
excited
it's time.
about it.
Yeah.
Every single week that I came back in those 6 months, I felt so inspired. I was so excited. And I was like, can I keep this up? Like, can I do 3 weeks off, 1 week on? And I'm still experimenting, like trying to figure it out. I do 3 days a week max right now. But like, I have no problem if all my rights somehow get bumped and I've got nothing to do that week. I know now this is so good for me.
Yeah.
And it just helps me like remember to be present and be, because that is what gives me inspiration.
Yeah.
Like I'm learning as I have kids and all these things. I don't have a bunch of song titles or vibes or things that I want to get out if I haven't been experiencing my life.
Yeah.
And I have to slow down to do that.
Yeah.
Question for you on, oh golly, the, shoot, I lost it.
That's all
I was
right.
thinking about kids.
Yeah.
And taking time off. But when, as a producer, that's what it was. So as a producer, songwriter, did you find, because, typical songwriter is going to say like Thanksgiving, like November 10th.
Yeah. Awards week.
Yeah, awards week.
Yeah.
Like, we're done.
Kind of, yeah.
But I've noticed friends and clients that are producers are working up to, they're hammered.
It never
Were
ends.
you doing that prior? Like, were you just grinding prior?
Yeah. I think I just I worked out of the house, so there was no boundaries at all. Like, once we had kids, it was, I bought like a separate space for a studio. So it's been a minute since I've like separated that, but it's still just so easy because there's no rules on time or, and it's always hurry up and wait. Like, or we need this mix. Like, you haven't heard anything. And now all of a sudden it's like, we need this mix tomorrow, and like,
right.
Okay, cool. So some of it's inevitable, but yeah, November through December for producers can be very busy because people are cutting records. People are artists are off the road and they're like, what do I do with myself? Yeah. Like, we got to go cut. Songwriters, it's definitely more of a chill time, which is great.
I do think that somebody asked me one time about babies, like especially female songwriter kind of conversation. She was asking me like, what is it like? Is it really hard to be a mother and be a songwriter? And I was like, actually, of all the jobs a person could do, I think songwriting is ideal for parenthood because the job is so modular. You can change your expectation at any point.
Yeah. All
you really have to do is deliver 12 songs, like technically, and even with that, your publisher's like, like they don't care that much. Like, they're not gonna, sue you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they're in a cohesive creative relationship with you.
Yeah.
And if what's needed for you is to take a substantial amount of time off, if you can deliver when you come back, they're going to see that. And so I feel like for parenthood, songwriting is actually a pretty sick situation.
Well, an important thing to remember on taking time off, I think, is that just because you're not in a room writing a song, like you said something about, I'm going to live my life. Like without living your life, you're not finding inspiration.
Yeah.
Same as a business owner.
Yeah.
You're never not working. I think your mind is always working on something. And so that time off just gives you space to explore things outside the four of us sitting here writing a song, and trying to like, hey, what's your idea? What's your idea? What's your idea?
And we come back to this too with like hobbies, like, and I know songwriting is our hobby that we've made into a job, but we talk a ton about having hobbies and how important it is to have hobbies. Even if like being a really great parent is your hobby, like have hobbies though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just to be away. Well, like golf is really probably my hobby, but like having young kids now, that doesn't happen often, but it's just like another way. I feel like in songwriting is the same way. It's like it challenges you to like dig a little bit deeper. Like if you want to, I've noticed this at least, there's like different threshing levels of like in songwriting. If you want to get to the next level of songwriting, you have to get to the next level inside of yourself.
Whoa.
Like, now that may not be true for everybody, but like,
I mean, you're right.
Maybe I'm totally projecting. This is my story.
Though, that's a really interesting thought. I love that thought.
It's good to explore.
Yes.
I think,
I mean, in a world where AI can spit out what's been said 100 times as easy as a press of a button, actually for job security, going inward is the move.
What are you making that like is no one else is making? Like otherwise it just doesn't matter. And we've leaned that way anyways. That's always kind
of the MO.
We don't want to do something that people have already heard or whatever. But like, even more so. Yeah. AI can write a whiskey love song. Like, cool. Like, well, again, there's still versions of that.
They're working out the kinks, but
whatever. Yeah, like
to be real though, like inward is the only way to say something that's never been said. Like you can't just, I don't know. It's just not that. It's not that simple. And there are people who really enjoy just kind of slinging them out, and that's fine. Like, do you? I just think they have less job security in the world we're living in than the people who are like, I want to like
go deep,
unearth something.
Well, and it's inward and outward. I guess part of my journey has also been like trusting co-writers more. You know, like it's what we were talking about. It's like you talk about an artist with camps. Like I think the most successful longevity artists are willing to open their camps up. Now, obviously it just depends on like the type of thing, but like I've seen it at least work a lot. And I've seen it also not work when artists are not willing to do it. And like, cause it's really hard. Like it's so comfortable. And when you have artists, like maybe you already feel like you're getting, you know, pushed enough by the people who are around you, but like having the ability to like, to me, it took me like trusting myself to trust other people to then be like, cool, we can make something amazing together. You know, like, but yeah, I think those levels as a songwriter, that's going to become more and more important. You can't just be a whatever songwriter. Like you have to have a flavor.
I think that's over.
Yeah.
Like I think that might be an era forever gone. I don't think we can just, I'm kind of relieved because I feel like stylistically, when nothing more disheartening than trying to reinvent a goddamn wheel when someone's like, no less, like, no, more like everyone else. Like that's so boring as a creator. So I'm really delighted that the market itself is going like more. You know what I mean? I'm like, yes.
People just want to feel something that's real too. And like, if it's not actually something real, then they're probably not going to, they're only going to connect to a certain level. Like,
and there's also other approaches. I mean, we could go nerd on this, but like making people uncomfortable. I feel like making people uncomfortable is a whole theme right now. Like pushing people a little bit to be like, how dare you say that? But why am I dancing? You know what I mean? Like,
or comedy. Why am I laughing? And that makes me feel so uncomfortable. It's the same kind of thing. Yeah.
That like I live for these things. And it makes me excited because I'm like, oh, like I'm thinking of Audrey Hobart right now because like, God, that girl is just taking musicality and femininity and just going like I feel like the whole thing is like I'm gonna do.
If you didn't have videos, you couldn't have gone
there. No one would have seen it. I don't have to describe it.
We used to have to explain that. Laura just blurred everybody off.
No, I
slowly across the room.
Slow-mo. I just think it's so neat. Like if it were not for the era we're in, she would have never been signed.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like she's out of this world.
That's a great point.
And I love it.
Yeah, I think it's just how we choose to look at it. Again, I think even with all the like money stuff that's happening, we still have to stay inspired and make good music to keep proving why it's important. Because it's easy to go like, oh, this is terrible. Nobody's paying for this music. Why does it even matter? And then we're not going to make good music about it. You know, like, and people are going to be like, that's why we can just make this with AI.
Ooh.
It's like, just, we have to keep doing that. You know what I mean?
If you're listening, I just press the 10 second behind and re-listen to that because that was really good. Like it's a vicious cycle or it's a vicious cycle in both directions. You have to draw more out of yourself in order to make this a valuable thing.
Yeah.
Love what you just said.
Now that you're looking forward and being a little bit more intentional, it sounds like, about how you take time off. What does that actually look logistically? What does that look like?
Like now when I take time off?
Yeah. Looking at this 6 months, like coming in for a week or.
Yeah. I mean, basically we're already hyper concentrated on our scheduling and timing. So it makes every single time that I write like so incredibly important. Like, and we're already trying to think that way. It makes you think even more that way. And then with the time off, I feel like I'm able to so my wife, is a stay-at-home mom right now, and so we'll take like turns dropping the kids off during the day, and like I will be with our youngest at home. I try to be like with the kids as much as I can, just to remember like what it feels like to be alive, because otherwise I'm surviving and just making music and not thinking about it. But logistically, what do you mean? Like,
well, just how many writes a day? When you're in it, how are you in it? And when you're out, you just describe. I love how you're out. When you're out, you're out and involved with.
Last year
family.
When we did it, I was able to. My wife she kept the kids. She actually like went to the beach and she was at the beach with the kids for a week. And I flew back to Nashville and was here just completely by myself working on music, which is also not a sustainable model either. Like we learned for ourselves. Like it was great and it was good for that, but we so we're still finding this now. Right now, I work max 3 days a week, and like we just try to find this balance of time, because I know that if we don't have balance and Taylor doesn't have balance, I'm not going to be happy either. Like, because she's going to be miserable, like being with the kids all day and stuff. Now we're back into school schedule stuff, and it makes it a little easier to have some time during the day. But yeah, I think I've just learned about myself. I can't create meaningful things more than a couple times a week. Like if I'm really digging in, and I have to use two different kind of pieces of my brain a little bit too, to like, if I'm writing the song or if I'm engineering and producing something, it's like I need some time to be like, cool, I'm in this part of my brain now to work on this thing. And but
You're
it just
also
I feel like it's constantly
just the delivery of being the producer in the room. You have to have delivery time. I feel like most producer writers should have only 3 or 4 days a week, so that they have a day to like
finish things.
Yeah. And me, it's like a different. It's a different mechanism. My deliverer is delivered. Yeah. When I leave,
you're done.
I'm done.
Yeah. It's fascinating too. Have you guys talked about Suno at all?
No, give it to me.
Have you heard about this?
I don't even know what's.
Is it the demo thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about it. It's a whole nother, but it's all in the same world as songwriting. So to me, so basically like me and Dave Barnes were texting the other day, because during 2020, Apple had this thing on the phone called voice memos or something, where you could just sing in a melody and be like, we'll put a band behind you. And we're like, wow, this is going to be incredible. It was the most ridiculous. It was like, boom, 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 like just random bass notes. And so Dave Barnes and I would send back these ridiculous songs back and forth.
To each other.
Yeah. I mean, it was so bad. And I texted him, voice texted him the other night. I was like, I have this app called Suno now. And in 5 years, we've gone from a ridiculous joke to like, I can sing in a melody and it makes a demo out of it.
Are you?
Now, here's the thing. So for someone like, we have a babysitter who's a songwriter. I was just telling her about the other day. She doesn't do demos. Like she doesn't know, like she'd have to pay someone. This is the perfect tool for her to get her ideas out and to have these things. It'll have an AI voice on it, all these things. In my mind, it's still a certain level of quality, and it's not giving me like the things that I want to be able to go in and dial all these things. So yes, it will be a tool for certain things. If you want to create really meaningful things, this is not going to do that for you. Like you still have to make it. And if you can make those kind of things on Suno, I think that you have the capabilities of probably making them like in real life as a musician. You have to have all the prompts and stuff to make it. You know?
It's like proof of concept though, in a way. Like as a songwriter, I feel like I can hear a good song even in the shittiest outfit on earth.
Sure.
Like I can hear it because I love song structure.
Yeah, technically.
I feel like having that allows someone who has no, team or plan or co-writers to be like, is this any good? Because it won't differentiate itself if it's crap, but it will if it's not crap.
I mean, if I'm doing like I'd like just for fun threw it in like this work tape, just a work tape that I did with like, there were 4 of us singing. I had a couple of us playing guitar, and I mean, I put in like 90s country, 2 prompts, whatever it was. And it took the whole thing, and it sounded so sick, like for that kind of demo. But again,
as a demo,
it reminded me not full master.
Because
it reminded
we should talk
me
about it.
of when like Splice came out or when Arcade came out. It'd be like, everybody can produce, everybody can do this. And again, it still requires a level of expertise to get it to the place that actually is going to be meaningful. Because again, now we'll have a bajillion of these songs that mean nothing. So inherently, the good stuff will still stick out.
It'll still rise. Yeah, My thing with AI anything, and I went to like a consult roundtable about AI in a general sense. And I want to have an entire episode about this at some point. So maybe we'll do that soon.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But I have some feelings around it. Mainly that there are a lot of people trying to figure out who gets credit when you take from all of Earth, 90s country, what you're saying, 90s country,
right.
like what you're prompting. Now, as a demo, who cares? In a way, like no one's actually selling that art.
It's not
literally
being released
just
to the
proof
world.
of concept.
Right.
When it starts becoming something you're selling, there are a lot of frantic people right now trying to figure out how the fuck the prompt gets paid. It can't be a machine. It's the people at the end of the machine. Like, it's a big conversation.
Yeah.
So we'll save that for another episode. But the one thing I wanted to say that'll be a precursor for this episode, which is atrophy. Like, something that I am scared of as a human being,
100%.
As a creator. I don't want my musculature to atrophy. Those are two big words.
Yeah.
But my point is, I want to be able to think
for yourself
these things
yep.
instead of receive these things. And there's so many studies that are saying that AI atrophies some
big
of your
time.
I think that's going to be a huge piece of it for
big
humans.
Conversation.
Yep.
So if you're out there and you're making things, just be careful with some of these things, because you're outsourcing your favorite game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was just,
do you know what I mean? It's like your favorite thing to do.
Yeah, what you said about
Yeah.
how the possibilities have opened up earlier in the podcast. To me, that narrows the possibilities, because you're not three humans sitting in a writer room. You're dropping it into, I tried it for about 3 times. I tried to use AI to compose emails, and I was like, couldn't do it, because it just didn't know you. It didn't know who I was emailing and how I can just turn the phrase. Not that I'm a songwriter, but in email, you got to boil it down. You got to have a tone.
Let's just say
a feel.
AI learns how to do that exactly how you would do it. Let's just say it does that.
Yeah.
It will.
The point I think you're making is like, you need to creatively exercise that creative part of you as a human. That's so important. Whether you're a songwriter or not. It's like, we do these corporate gigs, and I talk to all these corporate people about inspiration and like doing things that matter. And it's like, that's a great point. If all of your emails in a business setting are GPT or whatever, it's like your brain is not being used creatively.
The atrophy. Yeah.
And what that will affect the rest of your life.
I'm scared of atrophy in so many so many categories of my life. Like, like as you get older, you atrophy.
Muscle
don't use it. What is it? Use it or lose it.
Use it or lose it.
Like, I believe in that, and I think that this should be a big warning, particularly because you're handing over your favorite thing. Like, why would you'd hand over, like, my God, it's like, I need my oil changed. ChatGPT, where the fuck do I go? Like, I don't care. I don't care about where I end up. I don't care about my car. Some people do. I don't. I care about this game we get to play. And I just, as a precursor for this episode, be warned. Don't give away your favorite thing to a machine. That's dangerous for you, because you don't know what it's doing to you in here. And I want to be sharp, bitch. I don't want to be able to
crossword sharp. You know,
literally, I want to be sharp. I want my creativity to be literally cutting edge every single day. I wake up with new thoughts. I want that to be where I'm writing from. And just be warned, be cautioned to like lean into that so much so that you give away your favorite thing.
Well, I think that's just going to be one of the best warning signs for using AI to, which again, we've all already seen the research on it.
And people are making money on it already. It's a real thing.
But I think over time, like, people are just going to get stupider. And I think that people, or at least if they don't, but if their information is out there, at least, like, we can at least know, like, the smartest people can be like, you really shouldn't be doing this, and create other ways to do it. You know?
It's funny because that round table about AI that I was at, it was so funny talking about, there was a bunch of people concerned, like, well, the people who use AI are going to make a lot of money. And I was like, for a while. But if everyone can go boop, why the hell would they make money versus this other guy going boop?
And it's like putting, I've seen all this stuff, like how it's going to put so much more emphasis on person to person. Like, so for example, like when you see something on Instagram, you're like, I don't even know if this is AI or real. And so maybe either you'll be able to tell, or if you can't tell, the only way you're going to know if someone's telling you the truth is with you're sitting with them and they're talking to you. And that will become so much more valuable. Like,
which is another pendulum swing.
It's beautiful.
Exactly.
We've talked a lot about pendulum swings today.
Exactly.
As a matter of fact, I've got older kids, so 18 and 22. And what I'm hearing from them is that the younger ones below them are pivoting off of the Instagram for that reason.
I'm already seeing it.
Makes sense.
It's happening, I think.
That's incredible. I mean, that's so encouraging.
It makes you kind of, again, this is the most optimistic view of very challenging things that make people feel really, really pessimistic. But like, the fact that it'll swing. It's going to be fine.
I think humans
we're going to be okay.
Yeah, figure it out. And I mean, we do have to be proactive in thinking about these things, especially with AI as songwriters and all of this, but I do think there are things that are slowly already kind of happening where we're all, again, just realizing each other's value and how much we need this to survive as humans. And there's also a lot of jobs at stake in the music industry. And I think a lot of people care about that. Like,
yes. I correlate this back to an episode we did about stealing. Like, stealing atrophies your brain too. Like if you're leaning on other people's ideas, then you are no longer coming up with ideas.
Yeah.
That's on you.
Yeah.
Make your money, but bye-bye. Like I don't think you can last doing that. And I think it's the same here. Like the cream will rise to the top. It always does. And people who like care about this will end up winning out in my caring about AI. I mean, caring about the art form and the craft.
Well, Craig Wiseman, I heard him say like, there's a lot of imitators in town. There's only so many creators. And so it's always been true. It's just maybe never been more true.
Acid. Like it's on a fucking huge tract right now. And we need to, somebody.
It's such and like, this is how it happens. Like people, younger songwriters who listen to this go, oh, so in order for me to be successful, I need to make the coolest thing that's ever existed.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel going into the room
that's
already.
What I'm doing. Like, I'm doing it every time. Yeah, you have to.
All the best writers in Nashville are trying to create the weirdest, coolest thing that they've ever heard.
That's right.
So if you want to do it, you got to do that too. And that's what's cool is like, I think about like Logic. I was in Pro Tools and then I moved over to Logic 11 years ago. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can translate things in this program that I didn't know I could get out. Like, and so when you have tools and stuff that help, we've got all this stuff that people can translate things differently. And I think that can be exciting for music. It can be.
It really can be.
Yeah.
Don't lose the adventure of it.
Absolutely.
That's right. Yeah.
And
it's the fun. Like, why would you give the fun away? It's like AI, that's really cool. The boring stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like taxes. Right? Whatever. I don't have ideas. Ignore that. I don't know. Just do something else with it.
Yeah.
Kevin, you've been so busy over there making this look so fabulous.
Oh,
and I just wanted to say hi.
Hi.
Because I know that you don't normally have to, focus
this
so
is a
hard.
New venture for me.
But I know that people miss your face and voice. We'll get it dialed. But I just wanted to say hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm great. I'm not stressed at all. Camera switching is great. Everything's in focus probably some of the time.
Mostly.
Yeah.
I just want to say hi.
Hi.
I'm glad you're here.
Speaking of learning as we go.
Much.
Literally.
That's right.
Yes.
Literally.
I'm keeping up. I'm present. I'm here. What are you guys talking about?
We're on camera 3.
Camera 2. Camera 3.
Camera 1. Camera 2. Camera 1. Camera 2. I think in future episodes, I will be a little bit less glued to the mouse.
That's why I wanted to chat, just so that people could hear your presence and your voice.
Here. My pulse is coming down.
Okay.
And AI sucks or is cool. I don't know.
One of those.
I can't.
Where are we at?
Yeah.
Yeah, sick. Well,
yes.
I feel like we good.
Yeah.
That was a robust episode.
Yeah.
Fun.
And I just literally want to deeply thank you for being yourself, because you're so this every time I hang out with you.
Cool.
And it translated
Sweet.
to a microphone and a camera.
I'm so glad.
I'm so proud.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You're amazing. Jordan
Thanks for
Reynolds,
coming,
y'all.
Jordan. Awesome.
How do we end it again? I can't remember.
We don't have
think
we
you,
don't have
like,
a sign off.
Well,
do
you
we?
say stuff.
subscribe.
Oh, yeah.
we
say
like,
stuff.
subscribe, share this video.
I guess.
Whoa.
Ooh.
With your friends, anyone who's tempted to, venture into songwriting and just send it all through our, GPT overlords. Maybe refer them to this episode and
And we'll
don't
be
let
killed.
the muscles atrophy before they're ever
At
built.
Jelly Roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Be the
Hashtag.
hero of Nashville.
Yeah, literally
Yes.
hero. I want to say too that I get messages all the time on Instagram. Thank you for those. And we do have like a bit of a like list of questions that are accumulating.
yeah.
So
Ooh.
maybe we should
We need
do
to
that.
do a
little Q&A.
a little hot seat
Mhm.
with our guests. I mean, not this time obviously
Ooh.
because we don't have them queued
Because
up.
we have
but,
nothing
like,
planned.
we've been doing a lot of other planning
Yeah,
in the
we
meantime.
have.
But yes, we will do
Yeah,
some
it's a good
fan
idea.
service for sure. It'll be like a Marvel movie up in here. So
I can't wait. I'm
yeah.
so excited. Thank you, Jordan.
Jordan, thank
You're
you so much.
amazing.
Thanks for
That was
having me.
great.
Thanks for listening, y'all.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
We did did it.